I'm going to show you an overview of the Efixii value chain. I'm playing the role of somebody who's actually participating in the value chain. I will show you the role of cultivator. Other possible roles in the value chain are retailer, distributor, and healthcare practitioner. If I am playing the role of cultivator, I have to be KYC'd to prove I am who I say I am. The KYC process runs the person against the bad actors list, FBI's most wanted list, no-fly list, and so on. If this person shows up on any list, then we don't trust them and we don't want them attesting on our blockchain, and especially don't want them attesting to anything somebody ingests. We only want attestations from someone who is a known person, and that is really important. This is a key component that is specific to the Efixii blockchain to protect consumers. So now I will switch modes to the role of cultivator and then refresh my screen. Now that I have been KYC approved, I have new tiles showing the tiles for a cultivator. The first thing I do is enter the name of my farm. I can define my grow, I can add my logo, I will add a selfie so people can see the farmer. It will geotag to the location I'm at. I can define my mother plant or add a mother plant. I can take a picture of the mother plant. I can receive a certificate of authenticity. I can record the genome or the seed, if there was a pesticide used, any type of feeding regimes I did. I can record all of these things. This is important. All of these events attested to by the grower will be shown to the consumer when they scan the Efixii QR code in store or online, and the QR code will now retell the story to the consumer from the grower. So now I'll define my greenhouses or grow zones. I can define a batch or create a new batch. So when I create a batch, I have to create it from a mother plant. So then I select mother plant from the grower. So effectively, I am linking all of this information in the supply chain with these events. So now the batch is grown. Then we harvest, of course. You photograph the harvest. You can add different events from the harvest, like date picked, drying trays, etc. When the harvesting is finished and the information is entered, you can send your product to the lab to be tested. You will add your lab that will be doing the testing. It is important to know where your farm is, where the growing happens, and where the lab is that's doing the testing, because all of this information is GPS location driven. So using geofences, we can see if the information is authentic. So if someone says, oh, here's a photograph of a cannabis plant, and it's 12 miles away from where it's supposed to be, we will not allow that to occur. So you have to be on premise, and you have to be the right person with the KYC approval. Because of these features, there is no more trustworthy way to share the product's journey to the consumer than Efixii's blockchain-backed platform. Proving to your customer your product is what you say it is. Now after that, you are going to distribute your product and send it to a destination. This is very important. You will create what is called a digital twin QR code, and that QR code will be with the product in transit. This is used to cross borders. So when a product gets to a border, the QR code is scanned and it will show the goods are in transit. Once it gets to the retailer will scan the QR code and it will show the goods are being received by that retailer and no longer in transit. Then the QR code can be cloned to be put on individual packages for sale. So this allows the border to scan the QR code and helps with the compliance part of what Efixii can do. So not only do we do compliance of who is doing all the attestation steps on the growing side, but also the process of goods being transported. So if any of you watching this want to scan this with your phone's camera, you can actually see the story being told. Once you scan that QR code is going to tell you a story. And that story is going to tell you all about what has occurred with this plant, when it was grown, harvested, and transported. It shows you how the whole system works from the start of cultivation to the consumer. The consumer version of the Efixii app, Uplift, is available on both app stores. Consumers download it onto their smartphones, and it is now an easy-to-use tool to see your product story, see reviews from other consumers, provide your own feedback, and earn product coupons for more savings. Efixii now has all the data points for the consumer, data points from the cultivator, the retailer, and the distributor, everyone involved in the value chain. And there are dozens of people that are involved in the value chain, and they have all bought a license subscription from Efixii. Efixii is basically a SaaS model collecting fees from those that use it and benefit from the app. Efixii is gathering all this data in its back office and can grow a picture of every grower, strain, every consumption event, every reaction. It is effectively an ongoing clinical trial that is attached to each and every batch and encompasses every cultivator that is licensing the Efixii technology. To me, that is the most important and very critical.